Okay, so today the video is about 9.2 practice solving with the exponents. Okay, so the simplest one, x squared equals to 75. How do you solve exponent? You take square root on both sides, right? So I have x equals to square root of 75. But remember, if this is an even, that means you need to put a positive or negative. If the exponent with an even number, we need to put a positive or negative. And now we simplify it. So we try to factor out the square root of 75 with 25 times 3. Why we want to do 25 times 3? Because 25 is one of the perfect square. That means these can factor out. When they take square root of a perfect square number, they can become a whole number. So square root of 25 equals to 5. So that means x equals to positive 5 times square root of 3, or x equals to negative 5 times square root of 3. Okay, next, let's do a odd number 1, which is 2x plus 5 to the cubic power minus 6 equals to 21. Now the first step is you isolated exponents first. This is really similar to the radicals. You add 6 on both sides of 2x plus 5 to the cubic equals to 27. And then you take cubic root on both sides. When you do it in cubic, you don't need to worry about positive or negative. Okay, so I have a 2x plus 5. So the cubic root of 27 equals to 3, because 3 times 3 times 3 equals to 27. And now you solve for x, which is 2x equals to negative 2, x equals to negative 1. Okay, don't forget to check the answer. I'm going to skip it here because I want to give you more examples. So let's say x minus 1, 2/3 of the power equals to 27. Oh, equals to 16. Okay, so how to solve this? Well, you can think about this is as what? Cubic root of x minus 1, because that's what 1/3 stands for, is the root, the radical, and then square equals to 16. And then what? You take square root on both sides so that you can cancel out the square, right? So now let's take square root on both sides. I have 3, cubic root of 3, cubic root of x minus 1 equals to, remember when you remove the square, you need to have a positive or negative. 4. Square root of 16 equals to 4. And then what? You cubic root. You want to get rid of cubic root. You raise to the 3rd power, or the cubic power. Let me write down the steps. You square root on both sides. Okay, so I have x minus 3 equals to positive or negative 4 to the 3rd power. Okay, so 3rd power is really tricky because for the positive, we have no doubt. It's equals to 4 times 4 times 4, which is 16 times 4, which is 64. But for negative 4, we have what? Negative 4 times negative 4 times negative 4. That gives you a negative number. So you have a negative 64. So that means x minus 1 either equals to positive 64 or x minus 1 equals to negative 64. and then you add 1 on both sides. So I have x either equals to 64 or x equals to negative 16.3. And then you need to check the answer. Let's do another one. I have 4x plus 2 to the 3 to the 5th power equals to negative 8. 3 to the 5th. Okay, so again, you can see as 4x plus 2, 3 times 1/5 equals to negative 8. So I can see as 3, and then an outer space as, not outer space, another bracket as 1/5 equals to negative 5. So this is 5th root, right? 1/5 is 5th root. You can raise both sides to the 5th power, raise to 5th power on both sides. So to the 5th power, so 5 and 1/5 cross cancel. So what's with mind is 4x plus 2 to the 3rd equals to negative 8 to the 5th power. This is going to be a negative, but I don't know what's that. Let me calculate that with my calculator. A to the 5th power, which is, ooh, really big number, equals to that. And then there's cubit. You want to what? Cubit root on both sides. You might need a calculator to help you. So this is end up to be negative 13.2. And then you solve for x regularly. You subtract 2 on both sides. I have 4x equals to negative 34, and then divided by 4, I have x equals to negative 13.4 over 4. This is not done. You still need to reduce the fraction. So that here is equals to negative 17 over 2, because they have a common factor of 2. Okay, I want to do another one. X minus 1 to the 5/2 power equals to 13.2. Again, you can view it as x to the 1, 5 times 1/2, or the opposite way. 1/2 times 5. They're the same either way. So since earlier we did the fraction first, now I want to do the opposite, which is 1/2 times 5. Okay, to get rid of the 5th power, you want to 5th root on both sides. So I have 5th root in here, so I can get rid of the 5th power. So what's left is 1 minus x to the 1/2 power equals to 5th root of 13.2 is equals to 2, because 2 to the 5th equals to 13.2. So that's why 5th root of 13.2 equals to 2. And then 1/2. Again, we square them. 1/2 means what? Square root. You square both sides. I have x minus 1 equals to 4. So we have x equals to 3. Okay, so that's it for the practice. Let me know if you have other questions.